Welcome back to another podcast of the Real Estate Riches Roadmap. I'm really happy to be here with, of course, Sam and Ed. Maybe they're not so happy to be here, but I'm happy to be here with them. And so with us today, we have another guest that I've known for a very, very long time, Joel Condor. And Joel has a very fascinating story, starting with his athletic career, and I think that's kind of what we want to get into first and foremost, is his athletic career. And I'll start by saying that I used to coach Joel in soccer when you were 8, 9. How old were you?
I think I was like 8, 9. I don't remember, but
he was 8 or 9.
early, yeah.
And so one of the things that Joel doesn't realize is that when I started coaching Joel in soccer at 8, we had the best team in the league. Because Joel was so good at soccer at that age. His dad had developed him. When did your dad start practicing with you? When he was 2, when you were 2 or 3?
Since I was born.
Since you were born.
Yeah, I mean,
so you were sort of meant to be a star.
I mean,
I didn't know that. I was from a basketball background, from a coaching standpoint, and I started coaching my kids when you and Corey are the same age.
yes.
And so I started coaching Curtis at 4, and so by the time I started coaching you, I probably had 3 or 4 years of soccer experience, coaching experience, but I had like 20 years of basketball experience. And so because of Joel, our team was killing these other teams. We were winning like 10-2, 8-1, 8-0. And what that spurred, and you didn't realize this, is there was a lot of animosity from the other coaches towards me because they thought I was this great soccer coach. I really wasn't a great soccer coach. It was because of how good Joel was in soccer. And so let's move forward with your soccer career, and then we'll get into your real estate background. So then what happened?
Yeah, well, first of all, Charlie, Sam, Ed, thank you so much for, bringing me to your podcast. I feel very honored to be here, So, yeah, I mean, for the people that don't know me, my name is Joel Condor. I'm originally from Peru. My parents brought me here when I was 7 years old. And, I wasn't born here.
Oh, you had just got to the country when you started playing for us?
Yes.
Was that the first season of your organized soccer career? With PWSI, Prince William
So
Soccer?
I played rec, right? They signed me. So we used to live on Lindendale Road, in Dale City.
Uh-huh.
And then I remember my dad used to get these flyers, from Prince William County PWSI, which at that time they were just starting to, be a thing.
Right.
So I remember my dad got this letter and said, "Okay, yeah, you want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I play in the backyard all the time. Like, I don't know, I'm not on no team." And then he was like, "Okay, cool." And then funny part is, my dad ended up signing up my sister too because they had like a 2-for-1 special or something.
Nice.
Of course.
So
yeah,
he was
I
like,
remember.
"Well, you guys both go."
It was a sibling special.
Yeah. So they put me on this team. It was like a rec team. I don't know if it was your team.
We were a rec team.
We were a rec team?
Yeah.
Okay, so it might have been yours. It might have been that one. I'm not 100% sure. But
Do you still have the jersey of that team?
I have it in the storage somewhere.
What were we? The Orange Sabres?
Crush.
Orange Crush.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Crush.
I still have the coaching shirt from that. So wait a minute. So you were 7 or 8.
Was your dad doing construction at that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And you were, wait a minute. How old are you now?
I'm 31.
So we're talking 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take us from there. Then what happened with your soccer career? No. Oh, by the way, no. You tell us, and then I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
In a second.
Well, yeah. I just started, playing soccer. Something I really love to do. All I did was I just wanted a ball. Even inside the house, I would just be with the ball. And just dribble around everywhere and everywhere. I would break things sometimes. My mom would be pissed at me.
Shocker.
But I wouldn't stop. I'd just be with the ball.
Okay, so then you went from rec league, obviously, into travel.
Yeah.
So you had a decent travel career. But then before you tell about your travel career, because were you part of the ODP, the Olympic Development Program?
Yeah. So
right.
I think that after I started playing with you guys, then I went to travel. With
Ken Krieger?
With Ken Krieger, which he had like the A team at that time, which was the best team in PWSI for our age group. And then, so I started playing with them, and I thought that, that was a big accomplishment because I was like, wow, this is the best team in the club.
Did you ever play with me and Metzler on our travel team?
I did.
You
yeah.
did.
Yeah, we did. Corey was there too.
Corey and Christian.
Yes.
Little Carlito.
Oh yeah, we won a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, we had great teams.
So but that was it the C team or the B team?
We were the B team.
Yeah, and then Ken Krieger, or whatever happened, I went up there, right, to the A team.
Well, we were better than the A team.
I remember.
And the problem is Ken Krieger had coached high school soccer for 30 years, and he ran PWSI, and so he was always angling for our team to recruit you top 4 or 5 kids, and then the other coach, Alan Metzler, wasn't having any part of that. Because we didn't want to let you guys. And this is like the stuff you don't see as kids, right?
Yeah,
this is adult stuff.
Yeah.
And so you guys don't see this stuff as kids. Yeah. They're always fighting and recruiting from our team. And
I know. Yeah.
And we were like positioning ourselves. Why are you recruiting our team? We're the best team in the club. We should be the A team.
Mm-hmm.
And so then what happened was Metzler he was in the military. He was a full blown colonel, and he got restationed to another Air Force base. And so that enabled them to kind of not break our team up, but that's how he got you guys on the A team.
Oh, that's crazy. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so I'm over here thinking, right, oh man, okay, now I'm on this A team. All these guys are good, oh my God, this is the best team in the club for my age group.
And they were good.
And then
with our 5.
Right. And then I'm like, man, well, this is like a new challenge, so it's just like, well, now it's like, I got to work my way up again, So then, I just started taking soccer more seriously.
Yeah.
And Ken Krieger, good coach. He actually passed away. I don't know if you knew that, so
I did.
Rest in peace. His daughter won the World Cup with the
Allie Krieger.
Krieger, right?
Yep.
Won the World Cup, the Women's World Cup with the national team.
Did he bring Allie Krieger to practices at all?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah, wow. Of course. Yeah. I've seen her many times.
Oh, that's great.
When she was starting, and we didn't know she was Allie Krieger, right? But we just
and guess what? Aren't you coaching a team that's playing on Allie Krieger Fields?
Yes. Yeah.
Because we have fields named after her.
Yeah. So now she has a field, a whole complex.
Yes.
That I'm sure Ken Krieger was also involved in that. But so yeah, I just started when I was playing on this team, I was like, well, this is a new challenge. How can I be how can I get better? And I just put in a lot of time. Like I said, I still every day at my house I would have the ball next to me, because if I want to do something, I always want to do it so I can be better at it.
Right.
So that's what happened. The long story short, I was like 11 and a half already. And I got into the ODP. I got selected to play for the ODP, which is the Olympic Development Program.
Right. And so they had a state level, a regional level, and a national level.
Yes. Yeah.
I know you were definitely state, but I think you were also part of the regional pool.
Yes.
Right?
No, regional team and then the national ID camp. So I'll get to that. So at 11 and a half, I took soccer seriously from like 10 to 11 and a half. So that's a year and a half, right? So I'm talking like
you were taking soccer seriously when you were 7 and 8.
Yeah, well, I guess I took it to the next level.
You were well light years above all these kids.
Yeah,
and they were good athletes and good players, but you were light years ahead of them.
I think a lot of people don't see is that I don't think I was just born with it. I think it was just something that I really did every day, though.
That's right.
I literally continuously did that every day.
Yeah. Excellence in that.
Every single day.
Yeah, and we're going to parallel this with your real estate endeavors here in a second. That's kind of why I kind of wanted to start and set the foundation, and then we'll get into the real estate on how your athletic career sort of paralleled into the real estate and how well you're doing in real estate. So we'll get there in a second.
Yeah. All so right. Anyways, I went to the Olympic Development Program. At the age of 12, I did my first international event. I went to Czech Republic to represent.
Was this part of the national ID camp?
This was with the U.S. I was 12 years old, and it was with the U14 national team.
I thought so, because you were playing.
So I was 12. It was 2 years up.
Yeah, you were playing up. I knew that.
So, they take me to Czech Republic. Yeah. And I'm like, okay. After that, it was like, okay, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe I just left the country at 12 years old, and I went with the best people in the United States of America that are 14 years old. So then, at that point, it was just like, this is it. Like, okay, this is the top level. I want to continue doing this, because I was not the best. I was not the best.
Did your dad go with you on that trip?
No, he didn't. No, he just.
Did anybody
let
go
me
with you on that
No,
trip?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad.
Wow. So you're 12 years old going
It's
to
a
the
big-
Czech
big
Republic.
journey.
It's crazy because now, I mean, I talked to my dad about it. Like, why'd you let me go at 12? My mom didn't want me to go.
Shocker.
You know,
Shocker.
she's like, how are you gonna let my kid go at 12 years old?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, all that
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. And my dad was just always that guy that always pushed me. So he was like, no, if you want to go and you feel like you can do something, just go. So I went. You know, I didn't play that much, you know, but it was a learning experience because I was, you know, at one point I thought I was the best and I wasn't.
Humbling.
Yeah, it's a very humbling
Isn't
moment.
that funny?
And then, you know, I'm like, okay, wow, well, how do I be like these guys? So it's always that, like, how can I be like them, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I think more importantly, I always tell this to kids, is that it's good to be around kids that are better than you, because not only are you getting humbled, but you also can see what else is out there. And so it gives you something to strive to
Yeah.
be better.
100%.
Right? Because if you're dominating your age group and you're dominating this, dominating that, what has a tendency to happen is you get more and more relaxed. You get a big head, you get
Yeah.
egotistical, you
Yeah.
think you're the man. When you're not the man, you just got to see what else is out there. Okay, so you did the Czech Republic, you're 12, and then at what point in time did you then go, didn't you get into the DC United Academy as well?
Yeah.
So for all
So-
you guys out there, DC United is a professional soccer team in Washington, D.C. So how old were you when you got invited to the DC Academy?
14.
So you were 14.
Yeah, 2 years later after. So now from 12 to 14, though, I was building my curriculum in the soccer world, right?
Right.
So I traveled to a lot of places. Like I traveled to Czech Republic, Spain, Barcelona, Costa Rica. Like these are international tournaments that you get invited to because you're part of the ODP or part of the national team.
Right.
So there's a state team, regional team, and
National.
national team. So I mean, that's a whole process itself, right? Which
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, you know, anybody that's in soccer will understand. But, you know, once you get to that level, they start inviting you to international tournaments. Now you're not playing with the best players in the area or in the country. You're playing with the best players in the world. It's crazy. It's a different level. So then I understood that, man, there's just so much more in this soccer world that I didn't even think of, right?
Yep.
And, you know, then I got into DC United at 14. You know, I started experiencing different things, like crazier tournaments. At the age of 14, I remember we went to, I got selected to play the U17 MLS Cup, which is that was at 3 years ahead.
Wow.
I was 14 years old.
But those kids are bigger, stronger.
I mean,
It's
they're
a
like-
different game,
It's
right?
a different. They're already doing, like, you know, they're already in the gym every day.
Right,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
lift the weights.
And
the
I'm,
legs
like,
are
skinny.
stronger. You're
Oh,
skinny.
yeah.
They're going to try and bump you off the ball.
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
run your ass over.
Yeah, so I got selected. There was only 2 kids that were 14 years old. Me and this guy named Jalen Robinson, which actually he also made the national team here, the men's national team.
Wow.
So 2 kids, and you know, we go to this tournament. I don't get that much play time, but you know, they would put me in like at the last
Yeah.
15 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Well, we got to the finals, and they put me in the last 15 minutes, and we went to penalties, and I scored the winning goal
On PKs?
on PKs.
Wow.
So then it just became a huge thing.
Oh, that's great.
At that time, I was
didn't know
14
this.
years old. I mean, you know, sometimes when you're at DC United, you know, they start doing like articles and stuff. So
Yeah.
at that time, I didn't even know they did these things.
Yeah.
And they started putting like a whole bunch of articles about like 14-year-old scored the winning goal for
yeah,
DC
yeah.
United, U17.
Yeah.
Then they were crowned champions and
And,
stuff
like,
like
who's
that. So it was just, I was in school.
So that puts you on the map.
They put me on the map.
Right.
So then after that, they started seeing, you know, I started playing soccer. I kept going to international tournaments. And then I went to Holland one time. And at that tournament, there was a Peruvian scout
Yeah, so I was about ready to ask that question.
that
There's
went
the
to
link.
see me over there at
There's
that
the
tournament.
link. There's the link.
Yep. And then that's when he was like, hey, man, I came here to see you, and I want you to go to Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
pretty cool.
but it was okay for you to do that because you technically, I guess you aren't considered dual citizen. You were still a citizen of Peru, technically.
No,
right?
no, I was a dual citizen. No, wait. At that time, I was a dual citizenship because my dad got a citizenship
Right.
before I was 18.
So you're allowed to play for Peru as if you were okay.
Correct.
Well, there's one thing I tell you. There's one thing that's missing from my wardrobe.
Mm-hmm. Peru jersey?
Yeah, I don't have a Peru jersey or
All right,
Peru
well-
shorts. I have to tell you though, through Luis Cartagena, I do have El Salvador shorts.
Okay.
So I have a pair of El Salvador shorts, but I am missing Peru in my.
I got you.
Yeah, in my dresser. I was going to put that on today, but I didn't have it.
No.
I'm just kidding. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so after
awesome.
that, just it just took off. Played soccer, and I thought that's what I was gonna do my whole life. Had a kid at 15.
I was going to ask that.
Yep, had a kid at 15.
15.
My son is 14 years old right now. His name's Aiden. He's playing soccer now too.
Ah, nice.
Congrats.
But yeah, then I had to grow up really fast.
Well, that'll grow you up fast.
I had issues with his mom. At the beginning.
We all do.
It was really crazy. Had to separate, and then I just came here. Long story short, came here, and had to start working. Because I had to take care of my son.
But you're still part of his life.
Oh, for sure. I have full custody.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I went to court. Think about it. I was 17 till I was maybe 20, I would say, in court, in and out of court, custody battles.
But you're also in Peru too.
Yeah.
So you're in and out.
I'm in and out. It was just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A lot of people don't know this story and why I really stopped playing soccer, but
I want to hear it.
Yeah. So what happened was, I was in and out of court so many times. The president of the club where I was playing at in Peru, she did give me excuses on leaving because you sign a contract when you're a professional athlete. You sign a contract.
Yeah.
It's a 4-year contract. They pretty much own you.
Yeah.
Literally. I was going in and out, missing practices, missing games.
Yeah, right.
So what happens with that is they one of the times that I came here for a custody battle or a child support court or something, I don't know which one it was, I was trying to go back to Peru at the airport and they didn't let me leave. They said that I was trying to flee from the custody battle or the battle.
Boy.
So I couldn't leave. So what happened was I had to call the president of the club and say, hey, I can't come. This is the XY reason. Hey, you've been in and out for so many times, whatever.
Enough already.
Now we're going to fine you for breaking the contract and all this stuff.
Right.
So, all this happens. I will go through this moment in my life where it's just okay, I built this and then it just goes away. I have to make a decision. Do I go to Peru or somehow go to Peru and keep continuing playing soccer, or do I just stay here and be with my son? And at the time it was just really tough because I was very young.
And you're also getting into the peak of your career,
right?
Not only skill wise, but more importantly, physically.
Yeah,
you're starting to get into a man's body,
right?
At 2021, so you're able to hang.
It was really,
better.
It was just really tough at that time. So I just decided to.
So you never really got an injury then?
No.
Wow.
Never got an injury.
Wow.
It was my decision to stop playing soccer,
wow.
And it wasn't only mine, but it was my family's decision too.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I talked to my dad, my mom.
Yeah, life takes tough turns.
And
because one of the things I always tell athletes is that everybody's career comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's. The question is number one, how is it going to end?
Yeah.
When's it going to end? But it's going to end.
Yeah.
And so you've got to set yourself up. And I always tell people, the game is going to use you.
Mm-hmm.
DC United used you, right? The ODP used you, right? Peru wanted a good team, so they're using you. And so what I always tell people is that you got to use the game back. Right, you got to get a college education. You got to figure out how to be successful because every career comes to an end, and not only that, but you need a fallback option. So that's what I want to transition to next is why real estate, and then how did real estate come about? So let's get into that, and then we'll talk about.
What year did he get into the real estate? What year was it that I went to Culpeper and found him out there working with his dad?
I have no idea.
That's a lot of time ago.
I don't even
remember that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't.
You didn't trust
so
him?
they had,
know what
I didn't trust him at all. I didn't know him.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Charlie didn't communicate his whole background as we've just heard
Shocker.
today.
Right. Lack of communication.
I didn't say that. But in this case, you didn't. So we have a new loan. It's out in Culpeper. It's a long way from me.
Culpeper
right next to each other.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, I mean, the Culpeper one wasn't my first house, by the way.
Stafford was.
But there's something going on at this house.
Stafford was
there's
the
draws
first flip.
requests, and the pictures are funny, and there's two houses.
Yeah.
And I was like, I better go see what's going on.
Yeah.
And usually I don't find out about a loan until it's all the way. I mean, I process the loan, and I know the math and then the name.
Right.
But I may not even know your personal name because you're under an LLC.
Right.
So nobody's. I'm not tuned into who's who in the world. Like if we know you, if you came as a referral, whatever.
Right.
You come up on the draw schedule. You want to draw. You're asking for maybe your second draw at this point, and the pictures are very, very confusing. So I was like, I'm going to go out to Culpeper and see what's going on. Troy's like, okay, well, whatever, no background. So I go out there, and I was like, oh, we must have the wrong location because there couldn't be a house down this terrible road. Yeah, but there was.
There was 2, right?
There was two. I pulled up on them, and then they were.
But I don't remember.
They were a wreck.
Were they 2 different tax IDs, or was it one?
I think it was one tax ID, and he was splitting into 2. Is that what was going on?
No, it was already 2 different tax IDs.
Oh, it was 2
I bought both houses for like $190K.
And they didn't look like they were worth 10.
Right.
Yeah.
They were crap.
But was this
terrible.
after your first fix and flip in Stafford? This is after.
Yeah,
that,
this
right?
is after.
Yeah, so I got to go back and tell Sam what I already knew. So
okay.
What I knew was that Joel was new into the fix and flip game.
Yeah.
And I think at the time we were new into the hard money business.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. This goes back 10 years.
The one thing that I knew is that not only was he getting a good deal.
So Joel's about 20 years old now.
Is that how old you
about this age?
No.
How old were you then? No, you were older than that. 22, 23?
No, I wasn't older than that.
I remember meeting him.
How old were you when we gave you your first loan?
Oh, man. Maybe like 21.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
dude, it's been that long?
Yeah.
No, it's been long.
See, Ed, we need to end this podcast. Holy crap, it's just another you're getting old moment. I can't take this.
No, he's a young guy. He's
so you're that young?
He's not even
I
out of college age.
Well, let me tell you what
he's down there, and
but I got to tell you
dad's
what I
a
knew.
grump. His dad was a grump.
Oh yeah, his dad's always been a grump.
Sure.
I got a great.
I mean, I'm sure he's a nice person.
Let me
But on that day,
let me get
he
into
was
a good
grump.
story here in a second.
I get there, the places you can't even park the vehicle because I have a nice car and the road's all jacked up, and
you don't want to mess up your car. You don't want to dirty your tires.
Were you in the Mafia car at that
I was
point?
in a Mafia car,
the 7 Series, the gray 7 Series.
And then I didn't have boots on because I didn't expect it to be this whole thing, and there was so much debris and
dirty,
and it was a dirty site. It was like they had a lot of mud moved. Yeah. And I was like, what in the world?
Well, hold on, time out. I have to tell you this story, right? I knew Joel, but more importantly, though, the deals made sense numbers-wise, but I already knew who was doing the work.
Yeah.
In other words, Joel's dad was he owned a construction company.
Yeah, I knew that.
And so Joel's dad had been doing this for how many years? 20 years?
For like 20 years.
Yeah. So just like we vet our customers, I knew Joel was young. I didn't care. I knew the deals were pretty good, but I knew his dad was going to do a good job as a contractor.
Yeah.
And I knew he was going to do it at a pretty good price. And so I knew that his dad wasn't going to let Joel down as far as failing and not making money. Yeah. So I knew it was guaranteed that this little 21-year-old was going to make some money. So I wasn't
you
too
weren't worried
about
it. But when I got there, I was worried about it.
No, I got you. You don't know anything about it.
I didn't know you.
Yeah.
I didn't know your dad.
Right.
I met this young guy, and there was just an absolute mess of 2 houses.
Well, hold on. Let me tell another story. So I got a great story about Joel and his dad. So we were playing. I'll remember this like this was yesterday. And so we were coaching Joel. We were travel coaches. We were the last set of travel coaches that were allowed to be parents under PWSI. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, no, I didn't.
We were the last parent coach travel team. After that, they went to, you had to either have a college career or you had to play pro, or you had to definitely play in college or be pro. Those were the only guys that were able to coach PWSI travel teams. So we're the last parent coach travel team. We're in Annandale. I'll never forget the field. And we're playing in a travel game.
Yeah, right.
Well, Joel's dad was very, very animated. He was always animated. Like we would always try and coach Joel and coach the team. But Joel's dad was always coaching Joel.
Yeah.
Right? Joel, do this, Joel.
God, he was loud.
And so we had a very tough game against another Hispanic team in Annandale, and they were kicking the crap out of Joel. They were bodying him, pushing him. And his dad got so mad at his parent, and this is one of the first times this has ever happened to us. Joel's dad comes running on the field, right? Because something happened to Joel, getting ready to go after the refs. He gets a red card. He gets kicked out. So in all my years, we had to, myself and Alan Metzler, we had to help escort Joel's dad off the field because he got technically a red card and got kicked out of the game.
And he had to go to the parking lot?
Yeah,
Yes.
he had to be a certain way.
Yes.
Like I don't know, 200 feet away
Whatever.
from the field or something like that. There was like
He
a
had to
rule.
go to the parking lot.
Yep.
And
Oh,
so
he
if
must
I
have been
remember, I think it was another one of those games where we were up 2-0.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they ended up coming back in time. Maybe we won 3-2. I don't remember the game, but I do remember that episode.
That's crazy.
And so he was. So
I know so many
fiery.
episodes. Like it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah.
My dad is my dad, man. He always.
Oh, he
like
was
that.
great.
He was very passionate.
Passionate.
You
I
know,
But he
think
brings
that's
that passion to his real estate, right? So
Very
he
passionate.
delivered that one.
Yeah, he
And then
delivered
we were
that
back to
message.
Culpeper, yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you finished that project up nicely. Finished. Yeah, it was went
Profitable.
Fine. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I also, I mean, you've done a lot of deals. And I remember one that you did on a house, and it had a permit problem when you started with it, and it was just a mess with permits.
Yeah, I don't remember
and then,
this one.
And then,
I'm trying to think.
all right, well, I'll come back to
where
it
was
then if
it?
it does. It was
Do you
in
remember?
Prince William somewhere.
I don't remember. Okay, so
It
okay,
has
so
like a
now
little brick house, and then it became a tremendous permit problem mess. You had to do a lot of rework
was it?
for it.
No, that wasn't.
anyway, there's so many.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
there's so
let's-
many.
Okay, so
But anyhow,
wait a
so I
minute.
remember a few of them that were pretty colorful. But you
Yeah.
fixed them all. You got through them all.
That's
Yeah,
how
You
that's how he-
make money
that's
doing
how he
this.
made money.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you make
Yeah.
money doing this. You bring that
So-
excellence to it.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So you're fixing and flipping.
Yeah.
When did you get your real estate license, or did this happen around the same time?
No, I mean I was trying to get my real estate license at like 19 years old. I was
then-
already trying to get into real estate
But
at
then
19.
when did you get the real estate license?
I would say 20, and then a year later I started.
Oh, okay.
flipping.
So
Yeah.
that's right. So you had your license before you fix and flip
Yes.
this house. Okay.
Yeah.
So then when did you start collecting a rental or two?
At like 23, 2 years later.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you had okay. So 23, you had your
Yeah.
first rental.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why I started getting rentals is because I just started, like, raising my capital stack, and I was like, well, I need to put this somewhere. So I started buying houses. Some of them I bought some cash too, but then I realized that I'm like, well, I have so much money in here sitting for a little
Yeah.
bit. Let me go ahead and use hard money lending. Like, let
Yeah.
me leverage it, right?
It's efficient.
Because I was like, man, like,
More efficient.
yeah, it was just more efficient that way.
Yeah.
Makes
You know?
sense.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Once you're confident in the underlying process that you're going to make money, you sort of rent the money to make the money.
Yeah.
And you change your mindset around it because the hard money rates are expensive, but everything is so fast.
Yeah.
So if you're performing and you're in and out of these things in under 180 days,
Yeah.
it makes no sense to hoard your cash.
Yeah.
You'd better off putting
Well-
your cash into other investments.
Well, yeah. Not only
Yeah.
that,
And
but
then
he's
adding
becoming,
security to your
You're
situation.
becoming more of a house flipper and a house hunter and a house this. You're now starting to become a more mature investor.
Yeah.
Right, you're now
doubt.
starting to understand the value of money. You're starting to understand leverage. You're starting to understand all these things and how if you take this piece of money, you buy a rental, okay, well now you're getting a cash flow on the rental side, but I don't necessarily need to do that because if I can buy a fix and flip and I can get a hard money guy to give you 100% financing, you might as well do it. Because I had a conversation with some girl literally last night at a meetup. I was like to her, I said, let me give you a math problem. I said, if you buy a house for $500,000, it's worth $500,000. You buy it for $300,000, and it's a $50,000 rental. So you're all in at $350,000. You use none of your cash for that $350,000. Some hard money lender's going to
Yeah.
give you the $350,000.
Yeah, yeah.
You make a profit of 40, and I'm putting this
What's
in
the-
easy terms.
What's the return?
Yeah. So you make a profit of $40,000, but yet you put in zero of your own money.
Yeah, what's the
Obviously,
return on that?
What's the return on that?
Great.
Infinite.
$40,000
It's an
divided.
infinite
Right.
return.
It's an infinite
Yeah.
return.
Yeah.
So once you realize that you're trying to make your money work for you, and the returns on your actual money expended is such catastrophic returns, it makes sense.
Right.
Totally. Okay.
So what do you think? Top three things for a new entrant into the space of flipping houses, bringing all of your career, your real estate career, as well as your sports career, those ideas. What are the top three things a person who starts flipping houses should be thinking about?
Well, number one, don't be scared. Don't be afraid to fail, because you are going to fail. But I consider that failing forward, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
Number two is, just put in a lot of work. Study what you're doing before you do it. Don't overstudy either.
Right.
Just understand the basics of what it is.
Paralysis by
Right?
analysis.
Like, okay, it's simple. Buy a house, renovate, and flip, and sell again, resell. Okay, that's it. I understand the basics. It's like buying a phone, fixing up the screen and reselling it. You just add another zero. That's how simple my mind thinks.
That's
It's
good.
like, I'm not going to overcomplicate this. A lot of people don't do it because it's a lot of money. Like, oh, I'm not going to invest 30,000, right? But you invested 300 on whatever,
Yep.
and on shoes, and then resold it for 500, whatever, right? So it's the same thing. You just add another zero. That's how I always saw it. So I think that, and then just be relentless. Like, just freaking go for it. Like, don't ever stop learning. Don't ever, always try to grow within the industry. And that's really all I got.